Hey! The Workers Club. I love the name.
It's Workers Club 116. It's me, it's Gus, it's Larry. And last time we stopped abruptly. We had just looked at, before we get, we know we didn't talk about last time. JR fell down. He's like, I'm good. He fell.
Oh, that's right. Like
he fell down in his hotel room.
And wasn't he like he couldn't get to the phone? Because he
couldn't get in the phone.
He lost his cell phone.
Yeah.
He's doing fine, fellas.
Yeah, are we worried, or is he just like, this is just... It seems like every 3 months JR has some kind of... And I don't want to call whatever... What was he dealing with last? Was it skin cancer? Or was that Ric Flair? Am I confusing the two?
Rick had the skin cancer. JR had
cancer.
some, like...
Something else?
Colon cancer.
Colon cancer. Seems to be one calamity with JR falling down, hitting his face.
Someone's got to be...
Yeah, where's Missy Hyatt? Where's Missy? To guide him around the con.
It's supposed to be Sunny.
Where's Sunny? Is she? Oh, she's not available.
No, she's very much in jail.
Maybe JR.
Last I heard, she was trying to appeal on a mental health maybe thing. I'll have to look it up.
JR should send her a cake with a pick inside, start scraping a hole so she can start tunneling out. And then the other thing I don't know if this is, because we've talked about Hulk Hogan, I guess it hadn't hit yet, or maybe it had. Where are we at? Is Hulk Hogan going to die or not?
I mean, it's kind of weird how this Catholic parading the Pope out, like, to get sicker.
Yep.
I mean, he hasn't been seen in public, right? How long has it been?
I don't know.
Just before the Bubba thing.
I guess, Bubba says that he can't talk, but he's at home and he's on the mend. And here, I got Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart spoke about this. This is all Bubba stuff. Oh, this is... Jimmy Hart went on X. Hulk is doing great. Doing phenomenal. Last night at karaoke with Nick was absolutely fantastic, baby. That's kind of... Does he mean Hulk Hogan was there at karaoke? Or is he just saying Jimmy Hart was there with Nick? Is he being coy with
Jimmy
the wording?
Was there, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Because the way he wants you to think...
That Hulk was at karaoke.
Yeah.
How's Terry doing, though?
Yeah. Was Terry at karaoke? That's when we'll know he's better. When he's eating pasta, watching people perform karaoke in front of him. Talking about that stinky giant. Eric Bischoff, he was out there promoting the wrestling, the freestyle. What is it? Freestyle.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be on Fox Nation.
Yes. Larry, have you signed up? Are you going to be watching?
No, but I found. Sorry, you guys got me on this now. I'll blame it on you. Tammy Sitch News.
I'm ready. I haven't heard any.
First of all, she lost a civil suit to that family a couple months ago. So even if she gets out, she owes them $5 million now.
Whoa.
So she wrote a letter to the judge, and you'll like one of the names in this. So she wrote a letter to the judge because she wants her sentence reduced. It's 17 years. So she's saying, I'm trying to be a positive influence, all the normal bullshit. I graduated from the culinary arts program. I'm a teacher in the GED thing, whatever. Beyond my education, I'm attending AA meetings, mental health counseling. I've also begun making plans for my life after release from prison. My former business attorney, who do you think it is?
Bill Apter.
Stephen P. New has offered me a job in his office as a paralegal.
Oh, that's gross, Steven.
I think that was the deal Casey Anthony got.
Steven. What a mark.
I think this was turned down, though. I saw she did have an appeal decline, so she'll be in for another 14 years or so.
Well, we'll fly by.
She just got to wait for a judge that was, our age, that was reading the Raw magazine, Sunny Edition.
Yeah, or the right president
on AOL.com.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff claims only 10% of fans hate Hulk Hogan. The other 90% love him. What do you think about that stat of Eric?
I don't care, but I want to comment on Bischoff. That's the real thing.
Okay.
He's turned as a human visually. He now looks like an old man to me. Like, he looked withered.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like, he's too skinny. Maybe it's that bullshit all meat and water diet he's on, but he looked terrible.
Who looks better, him or Dave Meltzer?
Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric, he looked bizarre in this video. Yeah, I didn't like it. I mean, before he looked the same. He just had gray hair, but now he's like, he's depuffed. He's kind of looking like Jesse looked on Saturday Night's Main Event, which was not well. Jesse looked like he weighed 140 pounds.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what it is. It's taking L's. See, Eric takes L's all day from Dave Meltzer, and Dave Meltzer just racks up the W's, and it feeds him. And now look at the withered husk.
True.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff is just withered from all the beating, the online bullying he takes from Dave. That's I can't believe they got 10%.
You think he's still working that job about the loans? Because I would love to call him.
I think so. I don't know. I
Tell
think
Conrad
so.
I want to refinance my house.
You think he came home and was like, I've got this new freestyle thing going. I'm going to quit my job. And his wife was like, oh, no, not this again.
Are they even getting paid to air this on Fox Nation? Or is it like one of those deals where they're like,
I don't know,
paying them or based on ads?
Be able to afford it.
Who's the money man behind this? Do you know anything about him?
Isn't it yeah, I think it's got to be Eric and Hogan, right? Or are they just lending their names? And the other guy, the wrestling guy?
No.
They're just that dumb.
Yeah, no. There's an owner.
So,
they're just,
Yeah, so is it the wrestling guy? I can't remember his name.
Probably some like Dubai.
Possibly.
When's that event coming up? Because it's in Cleveland.
I would go.
Are you going?
Can you imagine how boring it would be to watch real wrestling?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus
I heard it's really hard to get a ticket.
It's August 30th at the Wolstein Center.
Could you get a ticket? Can you get a ticket?
We're going to try.
I mean, I think there's set up for 2,000 or 3,000. I think they've sold a little over 200. What happened?
I don't know how to read this thing.
This is why we need like press passes.
Are you going to have a sign that says, "Where's Hogan?" Show us Hogan. Anything. Like he's what was that gal? Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton.
$60 for a ticket, one level up. They only have one level up open.
Oh, that's insulting.
You buy the cheapest ticket. You're getting shipped to the floor.
Floor seats are $80.
I promise you. You buy the cheapest ticket, they'll be shuffling you to the floor when you show up. All right, everybody, move in.
Everyone's gonna be facing the hard camera.
Mm-hmm.
But can you do hard camera with like freestyle wrestling?
Yes, because looking at the tickets, the hard camera tickets are super expensive. Like knowing you're going to be on camera on that side.
You're paying to be
and the other
embarrassed.
side, they're not. The other side, they're not selling. So that tells me this is just going to be shot like wrestling.
Ugh. That's what everybody always thinks when they watch it.
Yeah, how are these guys in the circle going to know where the hard camera is to play to?
You watch collegiate wrestling, you're like, God, I wish this was more like WWE. If only. They need to bring Steve Kern in to do the reffing so he can say 2 points his catchphrase, at least to us. God, paying that much money to be on camera, that's like pay pig stuff. You're got a fetish for being humiliated. I only have 2 other things. Jim Ross says he has not watched one episode of Raw since it moved to Netflix. So he's that age group that's like, can't figure it out anymore. I'm done.
There's even a button on your controller now.
Yeah. On his Roku remote, there's a Netflix button. He just refuses to push it. Well, then I got to log in. I never remember my password. Vince Russo thinks that Cody Rhodes needs a change. Can you guess what that change is, Gus?
He needs to be heel, bro.
That's exactly right. At SummerSlam, he needs to turn heel against, I guess, heel John Cena.
They gotta do Cena, Cody, Austin, Hart. And
why he believes that is because he believes Cody has been miscast from the very beginning. So there you go.
What's going on? What I miss?
Oh, Vince Russo's latest grand idea is that Cody Rhodes turns heel at SummerSlam. And he should have always been a heel, but now you got to do it. And why he thinks that is he just thinks Cody Rhodes comes off like he's better than everybody.
I mean, that's not even original.
No,
Russo's not even being interesting. Like everyone thinks that.
I know. Okay, we left off.
Randy should turn on him, and I don't know for who.
Start a new legacy with John Cena, Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Bring in Cope. Bring that whole generation. Can you take Cope away from AEW? Sign him.
I think they do a trade.
Give me.
It's like, when you got to get Adam Dunn off your roster because he's in the 2 years left and he costs too much.
God.
Let's see.
I suffered through so much Adam Dunn as a Chicago fan.
Austin Theory for Edge.
Sure. I was going to try and get some value or like something like see if they'd overpay for him, but then it's like, I don't care. That's how bad I want him off.
They'll be able to do something with Austin Theory.
I mean, he can at least be on Collision taking L's, right?
Yeah.
Put him in with the Dark Order. That'd be fun, right? He tries to make the Dark Order cool. That's whole 2 months. No. Well, eventually, he'll have to have a program with.
I mean,
what's the guy in the mask?
He would dwarf everybody on the roster except Fletcher, though.
There you go. He can do. He can be
Theory
Fletcher's
against
protege.
Adam Cole.
Maybe him and AR Fox can have a match.
Create some collision matches.
Oh man, Austin Theory and AR Fox. I'll give you AR Fox and Cope for Austin Theory. I don't know the WWE roster as well as I probably should.
Dragon Lee will bring back.
Yeah.
What happened to Dragon Lee?
I don't know.
He's in the.
Is he hurt?
No, he's. Who is he?
Paul has found
El Grande Americano.
Other Mexicans that take his time up.
Paul didn't have enough Hispanics to feud with each other that he had to make one. He made a white guy become a luchador so that they had somebody to feud with. He'd already done, what's the one guy's name?
You got to get that heat for AAA.
It's Andrade and what's the one guy that feuds with everybody?
Angel Garza?
No, that's not him. Keep going through them. Eventually, he has long hair. Does that help? I want to say Ernesto. That's not his name.
W-O.
It's not. His name's not Ernesto.
Pretty funny that Phoenix is just a tag guy with Andrade now.
Joaquin Wilde.
No,
I don't.
He's
believe
in the group. He's in a group. This guy was in.
Cruz del Toro.
There's a guy named yeah, Escobar. That's what I was trying to grab. Escobar.
Yeah.
That guy feuds with.
He's
gone through everybody.
Okay.
Santos Escobar.
He's a former member of the LWO. So yeah, he turned and must have feuded with them all.
Okay. We were in, what was that? Oh, we were in the middle of JR having dental issues. It was being revealed that his dentist was a drug dealer. And
that's right.
It's a comedy going on where JR is drooling, his mouth is numb. Let's see. So he goes, if you haven't fulfilled all these prescriptions, and how are you dealing with this pain of all this dental work? And JR goes, Crown Royal. And then JR launches into, I came up with the round robin concept. He's booking tournaments in WCW.
Yeah.
We wanted a kind of sports-oriented theme to stick with our more sports-geared presentation.
Didn't we do that chapter?
And we were about to. Did I get to say, then they went and hired Terry Funk?
No, maybe not. So go ahead.
That was it. It's that wrestling thing.
Oh, why?
We did talk about sports, sports oriented and what that means with wrestling.
It's because these 4 pages on my scan are all garbled. That's why.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and that I think JR, of his idea what sports oriented means, and like when you're watching wrestling, yes, if I see a Terry Funk or to the
college credentials and Barry Switzer.
We're taking it slightly more seriously. I don't know how seriously you can take it if you have Terry Funk wobbling around, but he's taking it seriously in the ring.
That's what I was going to say. The whole product needs to be like that or none of it. Like you could get away with that in New Japan. But when you have Norman the Lunatic and JR's talking about how Mr. Hughes went to Kansas State, it kind of sounds silly.
Yeah. You could say even if you have Jim Duggan saunter out there and they're like, look at his college credentials, this is a real hard-nosed guy, and then he's cross-eyed and he's making goofy faces into the camera, being like, harf, harf, harf. And
then you cut to Rick Steiner doing the Simpleton promo.
Yeah.
So how did he get through Michigan if he was that fucking stupid?
What does that say about Michigan?
What is it that Tony Schiavone says? He's a college graduate, and Bobby Heenan does the bit where he just laughs for 4 minutes straight.
That's Duggan.
Is that what it is? Yeah, Duggan. Yeah, I'm still on Duggan.
I thought we said Steiner. I'm sorry.
No, it's the same thing. I mean, you could apply it to him, too. It's like, how did he make it through? They just passed him on through. No child left behind. The brass wanted a concept pay-per-view. And so JR, he commits the cardinal sin, a tournament where on one side is baby faces versus baby faces, and on the other side heels versus heels, and then eventually it would end with a baby face versus a heel. So he's kind of going along. He wants to get to the baby face heel, but he's got to get through a bunch of, and it creates all kinds of headaches for him. The talent hates it. Nobody likes it. Nobody was a fan.
I don't like the kayfabe of it. Right? What in kayfabe, nothing should define a babyface or a heel. Like this company, right? Like, why would they have these guys fight each other? And you know what I mean?
He's got to be uncomfortable. Like, randomly, all these good guys, these guys that are solid good guys, happen to be all blocked together. Interesting. Even if he said that, so guys start arguing in the back about who's going to lose or how they're going to lose. It's just getting all fucked up. And then he kind of just goes, hey, yeah, but I had a great smile. Moving on. We're in 1990. He says the house show business is in the toilet.
I mean, it's almost a colossal fuck up. I mean, business was not good, but 89 was awesome in the fucking ring for WCW. Great American Bash, one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. all the Flair Steamboat shit. Fucking, you could have just matched any. They had like 6 top guys: Muda, Luger, Steamboat, Funk, Flair. You just had to fucking mix and match them, and you would have had like a good pay-per-view. And he somehow cuts,
we were talking about it, where it's like they all seem to have gotten together to have like a loser attitude, and they're looking at this roster and they're going, I don't know, what can we do? Business sucks. And then he's kind of putting
Bill Irwin.
He is kind of putting it on, like, look at all these people we've look at this group of minds, and they're fighting with the office people, and the office people are fighting. So the house show business is in the toilet, and now a new booker has been brought in, and that booker is Ole Anderson.
Son of a bitch.
So 1990, where does this place? How many years after his brother molested Al Snow is this?
7.
Okay, so 7 years later, he probably doesn't even think about it. How he watched that happen.
I'm gonna work it into an Al Snow comment soon. I'm just looking for the right place to slip into Gene Anderson and see if he responds.
I was thinking about that when you said, I kind of want to get an Al Snow interview. I was thinking about how I would want to ask him about that, and how he would hem and haw about how that was the time, that was, didn't really think of much of it at the time. I'll be like, because in your book, you pretty much say he assaulted you. Like, he grabbed your genitals. And, do you think he would never come out and be like, it was wrong, and we definitely wouldn't do that today? He those guys still kind of wanted, the Hugh Morris was in.
This is Dildo on a Pole, Al Snow.
He would.
So
you would probably be able. You'd probably be able to tell that he's annoyed that he even has to act like it's not the right thing to do anymore. What was it? Hugh Morris? What's his real name? Is it Hugh Morris?
Bill DeMott.
Bill DeMott wasn't not that long ago in NXT under someone's watch.
Making guys eat donuts out of asses.
Yeah, was doing all kinds of stupid shit. I love that Paul's always showing the cameras in his office, how he can see everything, and then when it comes to that, he's like, I don't know anything.
He sees fucking...
I know nothing.
Who would it be? Deuce from Deuce and Domino backing up into, Seth Rollins.
Enzo's face.
A donut.
Yeah. Watching Enzo being called slurs.
Mott's just laughing it up.
And not only he's like, I didn't know anything about that, but Bill DeMott will tell you I didn't know anything about it. Bill? He didn't know anything about it.
Bill's weird when it comes to like the morality of how you view a person, because have you ever seen how he's like an advocate against drunk driving because his daughter was killed by a drunk driver? Yeah. And so he does speaks out about it. Yeah.
Well, we've talked about that, how some of these guys like compartmentalize.
It's a dichotomy is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's always a problem until it happens to you, or it's not a problem until it happens to you. I'm sure somebody shoved Bill DeMott.
How many guys in the business drive drunk, Bill? Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's taken them all aside and talked to them about it.
You never shared a car with JBL?
Ole Anderson was a gruff, no bullshit, no hand-holding type of person. Let's see. What does he say here? Ole was frustrated because of all the intrusions and idiocies of TBS upper management, who were under the impression, this is to JR, that TBS management thought any idiot could make wrestling. They thought wrestling was simple. And we've already talked about this many times over these books. It's like, yeah, pretty much. How many idiots are coming through going, I'll have a turn. And the TV keeps getting made and the shows keep on going. It's fine. So, Ole's writing the shows now. Now we're still in 1990. Okay. They want Flair to pass the torch to Sting. And And he brings up examples of building viable heels to chase the champion babyface, and WWF had done Hulk Hogan, and Watts with Junkyard Dog, and Eddie Graham with Dusty Rhodes. And we're at Clash of Champions, Texas Shootout. There he goes again with the little tagline. Clash of Champions, Texas Shootout. Sting blew out his patella tendon trying to get in the steel cage. Whoops. Luger replaces him. And JR says, Luger was never rude to me, but I found him to be somewhat aloof and arrogant at times. Well,
he's a narcissist.
Yeah, he's a narcissist. Yes, that's right. Let's see. Or was JR aloof with Lex? Did Lex play college football?
He did.
Yeah, CFL. He was drafted
maybe,
at 18. Youngest man in the CFL.
Look at wow, we got all the Lex credentials.
Sorry, I just heard JR run this down.
No, yeah.
Lex should have led with that in the introduction. JR could have been like, wow.
Didn't he get kicked out of one of his teams for like trashing his hotel room, like for a mental thing?
Yeah,
I think that's how he got kicked out. He kind of went nuts. Because I know, you know what it was? I listened to that Crime in Sports about Luger.
Yeah, that was a fun one. By the end of it, you're like, he kind of deserves his current state.
I thought you were going to say deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Did they put him in?
Mm-hmm.
Just this year, remember? He stood.
Okay. That's right.
With Paul Levesque in his 120-minute Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah, remember when
Fucking
Cody
Christ.
surprised him in DP's gym? Said, "You're going in the hall."
Oh yes, that was
funny.
something.
Let's see here. We're at Capital Combat. RoboCop is going to appear. JR says, "Fucking RoboCop." Keith Mitchell just nodded. This is JR doing his bit where he's just asking questions. Huh? What? From the movie? No, JR. A different RoboCop. Fucking JR. So, they can't figure out what to do with RoboCop. They gave us... Oh, here's Ole. They gave us a plate of horse shit, and we have to make it kind of edible. I wrote I like that he didn't even write we have to make it like taste good. He just wrote kind of edible. Let's see. This is where he talks about Flair is got a real insecurity when it comes to not being the champion. He saw himself as the champ. He thought he associated his identity with the big gold belt. And we talked about that. That is deeply sad. Deeply sad. Jim Herd. What do they pitched the Great Muta, as you were saying. You know, they're trying to mix and match, Larry. But Jim Herd steps in on that one. There's no way we can get people to cheer a Japanese guy.
Which is weird because that's why Muta left in '89, because fans were turning a baby face. So
Jim Herd's just scratching his chin, confused.
They're eating us alive in the markets.
I did think to myself, do you remember when Shinsuke Nakamura?
Everybody's got a Walkman.
He's worried about the market taking it over. The dominance, the consumer dominance is concerning me. When Shinsuke debuted in NXT and the people in Dallas were losing their minds, I did place Jim Herd there, and he just would have been mouth agape. Why couldn't Muta dance like that? I guess Shinsuke doesn't really dance, but he kind of sachets.
You were watching that match again? Is that what you said?
What's that?
Or you just think of it? What about that match?
I was trying to think of one guy that was making people, one Japanese guy that was making people become unglued in America, and that popped into my head of him versus.
I'm just surprised you went that specific because you usually don't remember those types of things. You knew it was Dallas.
I was a Shinsuke guy, so I was like, "There's no way they can mess this up."
Me too. Yeah.
You get to wrestle for the title.
Just impressed.
But you've got to kick everybody in the balls for.
That's so. Everybody's like, "Wow, Shinsuke AJ, that'll be good." Well, what about this wrinkle?
Giant game of Rochambeau.
Yeah, what if they exchange all kicks?
To be in the room when Vince was pitching that, because that's a Vince thing.
Everyone's expecting this great match.
If you remember, it was like a months-long feud after that, where the other one would kick the other in the balls.
Correct. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they went back and forth. That was the basis. It's that subvert expectations that Vince is so good at.
I miss that.
I know, now it's just boring. Paul, subvert our expectations.
Never.
Speaking of low blows, he says that Sting finally did get his victory over Flair, but then it got dick punched by events outside the Stinger's control. Let's see. This is him going into the Black Scorpion. Kevin Sullivan said, "You never saw a knight become a knight by slaying a salamander. He's got to kill a big dragon to be a hero." It's Kevin Sullivan.
What was that? Oh,
that's
Sully.
As close as I'm going to get to Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. Okay.
You ever heard that? A knight needs to slay a dragon, not a salamander.
Okay.
Oh, and this is Ole's master plan, the Black Scorpion. And he believes that half of the plan was just a screw you to everyone. You want stupid bullshit? I'll give you stupid bullshit. This is not going to bode well for his Observer Hall of Fame, pitch.
Yeah, 1990.
Which, he took
Trying
big
to
task
think.
to.
What would you do in 1990 other than this stupid shit? So let me look at who's on the Starrcade 90 show.
Okay.
Obviously Flair, because he's the fucking Black Scorpion. You're not running that match again, are you?
No. Well, you could. Make it, I don't know, maybe make a stip or something. I don't know. Texas Death.
Okay. Not. Listen, better than what they did. The Steiners, Muda, Doom, not really. Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, Luger, Sting Luger.
You do what they do now. They do Sting, Luger, Flair, three-way. And then have someone cash in.
No.
Have someone cash in. A Barry Windham cashes in.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone's like, the highest of the century. Oh my god.
Other than that, there's not much. But I like Luger and Flair straight up more than the fucking Scorpion. I mean, but things are pretty bare. You got Sid, but he's not Sid yet. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
What about Dr. Death?
He's not on Starrcade, but I'm sure he would have been fucking available.
You think
Buzz
JR
Sawyer,
pitched it?
my
I
guy.
don't. But listen, fuck.
Mad Dog.
Is that going to be our next
I found
book?
out the other day that he died at 32 of a cocaine heart attack, and my respect just went up tremendously.
Absolutely.
It's the book. Does he have a book? Right, he has a book, Buzz Sawyer. Or am I thinking of Bugsy McGraw?
He died in 92.
Well, somebody could have written about him. He don't have to be. I can write about a dead guy. What's the next book? Because it's Gus's pick, and we're probably going to be done with this in the next 2 more after this, I bet.
It's my pick, isn't it?
You pick Tatum Brown, and then I pick this. Now it's Gus's turn.
We didn't do anything in between that?
No.
Okay, I think you might be right.
Gus, hurry. What's your pick?
Oh, I thought he was going historical. That's right. We talked about
I
this.
think I'm gonna do
The book you bought already.
the Capitol.
Oh, Capital? Okay. Capital. The McMahons.
Toots Mod.
That's right. The Gold Dust Trio.
I can...
Is Barnett in this book?
He's gotta be.
Yeah.
Ole, it's kind of people keep kind of going, this stinks, and he goes, I can book what I want. And that's Ole's not getting along with anybody. He's isolated. Flair hates it. JR brings up that the Black Scorpion sounds like Ole because Ole's doing the voice. And Flair talks about quitting again. Anytime Flair's upset, he's like, I'm going to quit.
He's going to go work for his friend in the toy business. Remember, that's what he says in his book.
Yeah.
Doing the convention circuit.
And everybody believes him because they definitely don't know that he's absolutely mentally tied to having the belt. They're like, okay, yeah. Go be Ric Flair. I don't know who Ric Flair and Ric Flair is. Remember, Sean?
Richard Fleer.
Richard Flair. Go be Richard Flair. He goes, I'm going to quit. This is garbage. Okay, go be Richard. I dare you. Lady on a Plane, 1990. Flair.
Meanwhile, Sean is 60 and still works in the business full time in Florida, not his home in San Antonio.
I think wrong fight.
I don't think we know who Michael Sean Hickenbottom is.
No. He moved his family and he lives in Florida now. I remember reading that. They moved. You know, I introduced you to her, Jimbo. That's what Flair says. It's Flair's memory of Jan on a U.S. Airways flight. So JR informs Ric Flair that Jan and he are moving in together. They had been on a flight, a U.S. Airways flight from West Virginia to Atlanta. They're in first class. Jan informs them that there's no breakfast to serve on this flight. And Flair goes, is there vodka and orange juice? Yes. And there's breakfast, sweetheart. Bring a Bailey's and coffee for my friend. Is Gordon Soley on this plane? Orange juice and vodka. He brings up his $10,000 TV smile. And Ric Flair throws out a, can you also hang up my $20,000 robe because I'm the world's heavyweight champion? And I wrote, sad. Just a sad existence, this man. Jan took the robe. And then for the next 30 minutes, Ric Flair's hitting...
Listen, I'm going to attack somebody.
What?
There was that headline recently that Charlotte was crying when the fans were chanting, "We want Charlotte" during a match.
Yeah.
Can we just hug her? I mean,
it's her because her written thing that she did for the what was it called? What did it call when the people write their little pieces? The Players Tribune or whatever.
remember when MJF did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. She wrote that piece about I'm a human being, and look, they had this show and all these mutants that went to the Evolution show. They finally endorsed her.
Do you think Dick Murdoch ever was moved to tears by a crowd response?
Yeah, when he was at one of his Klan rallies. The unity.
Wiping a little tear from his eye.
Yeah. Man, we all really are on the same page on this.
Brotherhood.
The glow of the flaming cross lighting everyone's. So, Ric Flair for 30 minutes is hitting on Jan. As JR says, using his quote-unquote best lines.
Pulling his dick out.
Well,
10% of the time.
one of them, he goes, "You want me to put on the robe for you, honey?" And she says, "No, thank you." And JR is thinking, "Oh God, that means he's gonna pull out his fucking dick." And he writes, "I'd already seen Flair's private parts way too many times," and I wrote, "Fun. What a fun guy to be around. Just constantly pulling out his genitals." But then JR's like, "Whoa, this flight attendant is beautiful." And he's going to hand her his business card when they land. And he gets off the plane. And Rick notices that he's, getting out his card, and he goes, "Is that for her?" "Yeah." "You really think she's going to go for you when she's been showing no interest in me?" And JR puts the card back in his pocket. "You're right." So
why does JR hang around with Flair?
Seriously.
I don't know. In all these, he's always Ric Flair's.
He is like handler.
I guess so. A lot of it is him watching Rick strike out and going, "What a guy." So they're leaving the plane, and she hands JR a business
JR gets
card.
super impressed when Flair brings home a Detroit 6.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Man, he's the man. He's the nature boy.
Look, we all know Ric Flair talks about, Ric Flair's quantity over quality. Let's be clear. Not much of a playboy if you're just like, can you breathe? Is it breath on this mirror? Okay. And you don't have a limp? Got it. Coming home with me, honey. So Jan hands JR a business card. And they, go, "Hey, let's call each other."
Flight attendants have business cards?
Well, Jan has a business card. Or at least a card with her number on it. She's networking. She sees JR. She sees the great smile. He's a mover. He's a shaker.
An operator.
Sees his bulge in his dockers.
Rick. Who has a bigger dick, JR or Ric Flair? And you can go girth too. Girth length, just overall, just who's rocking a better
Now, I've heard
unit.
Misty talk about Flair on a Sean Oliver podcast.
Yeah, what's Ric Flair working with?
It was high up there for her. I don't know. I might say JR. It just would make sense. I don't know why.
That it's like a fucking
Because it'd be
16
wasted on. You know what I mean?
It's a 16 ounce can of Monster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's at the screw top.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Ric Flair, is he cut? He's uncut, right? Ric Flair's uncut. He seems like uncut.
No, he's Jewish. His adopted family was Jewish.
Do you think when did they adopt him?
I never knew that, but that would make sense.
Like as a
'cause
baby?
his dad was a doctor.
Yeah.
You think his dad did it
Yeah,
at home?
Flair was like part of like some kids who got taken from. He like learned some trauma later in his life, some kind of like forced adoption thing. But yeah, as a baby.
Okay.
I bet Flair's cut.
Okay. We're asking the tough questions here. We're just
Because
curious.
I feel like if he wasn't, people would say the elephant
and-
trunk instead of the baby arm.
Yeah.
And his dad was a doctor.
Yeah.
So
you're supposing that the dad did it right then and there at the kitchen table.
just that
the
he
adoption.
the latest medical practices. That's all.
It's in vogue.
It's being suggested
for cleanliness. GR taking a cute tip, cleaning that.
Too far.
Anyways, Ric Flair's like, "You're gonna get married again," and he's like, "I don't know." And he knows that Ric Flair doesn't really. He's just making small talk. He says to the Nature Boy, his wives were married, but he wasn't. We're still in 1990. All right. Heyman. Paul Heyman was an ambitious, aggressive, in-your-face, never back down, pain in the ass, and I liked him immensely for it. So there you go. He likes Heyman. I think this is a little bit of course. People, I think it wasn't the idea. People thought JR genuinely was annoyed with Heyman during their commentator run. I think it was a little bit of that. Oh, Lawler's gone. Heyman is being forced on him, but JR would like you to know he loves Heyman. Now, he'd been fired from WCW, and he met with Vince, and JR wants him back in WCW. And there were people in WCW who despised the, quote, New York Jew. And I wrote names. Jim Barnett, what if we brought him back and beat the shit out of him on air? That would shut his mouth. Okay. Now, why would you think Jim Barnett would have that ire against Paul Heyman? Well, Heyman once described Barnett as a flamboyant, evil son of a bitch, cross between Truman Capote and Darth Vader.
That's not that bad. You could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for Jim Barnett, soil and water, I guess. How
almost
dare he
flattering. I'd be okay with comparison.
maybe he doesn't even know who Darth Vader is. Truman Capote's like, okay, sure, Darth Vader.
I was just watching Capote before we came on today.
With Philip Seymour Hoffman? He's going to get those boys out of there. He's going to try. Hell of a performance by old Philip. He says, what if I can bring you back, I can get you on TV, we could get you managing somebody? And so Heyman's interested. Who he wants to know who's going to manage? Mark Calloway. Oh, he's money, says Heyman. Now, Ole, though, is looking at the big redheaded Texan as a write-off. Not in on Calloway is Ole. So he says, yeah, okay, I'll come. And JR says, how's your driving license? He says, it's good, it's clean. Okay, you're going to also drive me everywhere. Okay. And so now Paul Heyman is JR's chauffeur, and he's teaching him all that he learned from Watts, Ack, Hodge, all the stories. I love that wrestling knowledge passed down is just being like, I heard this guy got drunk and he tried to take a door off of McDonald's. You take it in, you nod. Oh, I heard something about this guy that he's, up in Canada raping underage girls. Oh, interesting. Sharing knowledge about the business. He's also passing on all the psychology, just everything he knows about the business. And I wrote the verticals, the horizontals, the depth. Let's see. He's just showing Paul the ropes, really.
Sorry, I was muted, but I was going to say sharing Grizzly Smith stories.
Sharing Grizzly Smith stories. just everything you need to know about the wrestling business. JR brings it up multiple times about how the car rides are invaluable. And he even writes something weird later on that I made a note of like, it kind of like when you're in the wrestling business, you can, if you know where he doesn't say it exactly like this, but it's like where the bodies are buried, that kind of thing. Where it's like, what the fuck are you doing on the road, Jim? So eventually Paul comes to get JR and he sees that his dark blue Cadillac or Lincoln, sorry, JR keeps bringing up this dark blue Lincoln, and then with each mention more details come out about it till finally we just get the model.
And he gives you the VIN number.
Yeah. And it's got dust on it, hasn't been driven. And he asked Paul, how much do you learn in the car? 10% in the building, 15% around the locker room, and 75% from you in the car. I hate this. He's got the percentages on knowledge of what he's learning. He goes, oh, so you're doing me a favor by having me drive you everywhere because I'm learning. He goes, oh, that, and my license got suspended. I got caught on a second DUI. They suspended my license for 90 days. They also had JR picking up litter on the side of the road for 6 weeks. But Heyman's okay. He'll keep driving them. And JR's a little embarrassed when people would honk at him on the side of the road and be like, hey, JR! So JR's a drinker. He's drinking that Crown. He's cruising around Atlanta in the bag. 1990 still. Dusty Rhodes has returned. He's replacing Ole. And here he goes. He writes again. We made note of it before. JR writes, it was like my brain had evolved in a way of dealing with confrontational, abrasive, combative alpha male types. JR just finds himself, he just knows. It's innate at this point how to operate with people that are going to be his boss. Dusty's going to be on commentary. And since Dusty's going to be on commentary, he wants to be the best on commentary. He wants to be better than everybody. And JR says
sabotaging Sully by bringing the cooler out.
We never do get a fault. Like, when does that end? When does the Gordon stuff end?
He's there through 94.
Wow. So even after JR leaves.
He was doing like Worldwide or something. Or at least doing interviews.
Dusty's making up words. JR's just kind of like, this is good, right? He was oogly. He wasn't ugly. He was oogly. That's worse than ugly. Okay, Dusty. Let's see. I don't have anything. JR's still smart. He's still not going to push any buttons with anybody that's his boss. Let's see. Who's he hiring? Oh, Bruce Pritchard. Or no, Steve Austin. He's working the Dallas territory, which people are calling Peyton Place because there's always drama down there. He likes Steve Austin. Steve Austin has a bit of a cool hand Luke kind of persona, JR says. And they form the Dangerous Alliance, which JR says, very good booking by Dusty. Tips his cap. Dangerous Alliance. Good idea, Dusty. Gives everybody something to do. He claims that Mark Calloway was making $150,000 a year downside. Does that sound right? For Mark Calloway in 1990? Ole's not pushing him. Well, he's never going to draw a dime, Ole says. And JR says, well, you're going to miss the boat. This guy's going to be big,
He's too big to job.
Well,
just like Sterling Golden.
I liked it. I like Ole's response to somebody being like, well, you're going to be, they're trying to have a discussion about it. Ole's response, you're trying to have a discussion with it. I don't want to hear another fucking word about it.
So I told them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. I told them to go fuck themselves. I talked to Mark, and the word on the street was that McMahon was romancing him, and I wrote, Hogan? Yeah, he's doing the movie with Hogan, and Hogan is, bringing him straight over from the set to Vince. Remember all that in Hogan's book? Nowhere does JR write, and he's busy filming Suburban Commando. We're going to lose. Ole, we're going to lose him. He's filming Suburban Commando with Hogan. Don't you see? Well, that piece of shit, Sterling. Has Ole ever seen any of the Hogan movies, you think?
No. Not
even to shit on him?
He might have been scanning cable one day in his rocker.
Rolling his eyes. How about this column? Ole Anderson in the Criterion Closet. Piece of shit. The guy... by the way, you know what Mark Calloway is, don't you? He's the kind of guy that walks through the airport and everybody looks at. What? Fucking, okay. I hate that line.
Turning heads at airports.
Oh, God. Hey, also, Mick Foley's showing up from Dallas. JR's fascinated by this man. He's worried for him, too.
Cactus sack.
Yeah. And now we're in Japan, 1991. Jan and I were kind of moved in together. Quote, I was still an asshole, afraid to commit, so she moved out again. So, some people might, why do you guys keep bringing up his marriages or his broken mind, the sack of puppies, and his broken mental capacity to have an adult relationship? And it's like, he keeps bringing it up. This is not even the last time. He constantly throughout this book will bring up the two ex-wives thing. Did a number on this man's psyche. The two not having two failed marriages, and then his parents' marriage falling apart. Fucked JR's adult brain up. So he's scared of commitment right now. He has two failed marriages and two children, right? At least two from those marriages.
Two girls.
Yeah. Two girls. And what happened was that he's with Jan, she's moving out, and they're having some problems, and he's going to Japan, and he's like, hey, at least, can we talk about this when I get back? And she's like, yo, I want to get married. And he says he hears his dad's voice in his head. Son, you're not the marrying kind. And so he's like, all right, she left. And then he gets over to Japan for the New Japan WCW Super Show. And one of the people ushering them around is a Yakuza.
JR and the Yakuza.
He's making note of the missing fingers and what have you, and the tattoos. And
I'm in danger here.
It's so funny. He is in danger later in this book, and it's so funny. He literally he writes in it, it's happening. Like he's thought about it. Like he's thought about this happening to him. It's happening. His traveling group is Ric Flair, the Steiners, and Tony Schiavone. We were taken to a great place for the best steaks I have ever tasted. I think he's talking about Ribera. You think he's talking about Ribera?
There's no way it's Ribera.
I know, but what? Put the name down. Does he not remember? It's the best place he's ever had steak. Put it down.
That's weird because JR will use usually like be very specific, like on the old calls, like he'll be like, I had a steak at Delmonico's when they're what I mean, and plug
right,
he'll plug the local place.
Yeah. For sure. What's the crab place in Baltimore? That always seemed to always get a shout out.
That I don't. I mean, I know Sabatino's, but that's
Sabatino's is the one I always.
Then they were taken to a bathhouse to get a massage.
You're not the Marion kind.
So yeah, if we're in a different country area code, is it cheating, fellas?
I wonder if JR's got like a Japanese bastard.
He's one of those cowboys you see, an Asian cowboy, that kind of genre of guy. Some of the women that worked there were second or third generation. What does that mean? That he's a fan of second or third generation wrestlers, and how do you even find that out? She's like massaging him and going, my mother before me and her mother before her, and it's just idle chit chat.
Was it Hogan who had a Japanese girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, I was trying to remember.
Yes, he loved her so. I forgot about that. That's so funny. The lack of communication probably did wonders for that relationship. Like, she could not understand how fully dumb he was, and he's just going along with the flow. So they had a very strict set of rules. They would not massage anybody at the bathhouse that had tattoos. But then the Yakuza talked to them, so then the Steiners could get their massages. They went to a nightclub with Jim Herd. Jim Herd then decides to chew JR out for damaging the company's reputation. Yeah, that's all he says, is that they go to the club, Jim Herd chews him out, and then Jim Herd gets up and drunkenly sings Chuck Berry tunes.
Tutti Frutti.
I guess. I just thought of like Bill Murray in Lost in Translation, and just like this older guy belting out karaoke. This older American man. So he's drunk, right? Jim Herd's drunk. Why is he yelling at JR for what? What did he do? Was it the massages? I guess, but everybody else did. Is it because it was Ric Flair and Jim Herd was like, I wasn't invited. I was waiting here for you guys. You guys said you were going to be here. Went to a bathhouse.
Or maybe it was because of the failed marriages.
Why you keep failing your marriages? It looks bad for us. Ric Flair's the world champion.
WCW is a family company.
JR,
they're failing marriages and getting massages.
I wonder what look. JR is just on the thing on the table, sweaty towel, the whole thing, steam coming around.
He's got his briefs on though. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, and he's just wondering, what's Jan doing right now? I hope she's okay.
I think I've said it, but he's always been such a bizarre shape. Like pants don't fit him right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the number?
An oval shape.
Yeah. He's like a 42-27. Something like that.
Yeah. It's because like you think in your mind like JR's a heavy guy, but then you like look at his body, you're like, no, he's really not a heavy guy for a lot of his life. 80s especially. Yeah. He's just got that cherubic face and
he's got a flag footballer's body, the classic flag footballer.
Intramural.
Intramural. Sure, not
very intramural.
JR, this is a good line for our books in the future. JR quote: I was in this haze of drink, noise, women, decadence, and debauchery. and it didn't sit well with me. I didn't know if I was uncomfortable because this wasn't who I was, or because it was who I was now. There's having existential crisis in Japan.
Him and Brett need to talk about this.
I know. I thought immediately was like, I don't think anybody else has looked at themselves like this unless it was Brett. They could have definitely talked about it. Maybe at WrestleMania 9 they talked about world travels. Have you ever been like across the ocean?
Have you ever been in the real Coliseum?
Yeah. I thought, is this who I am or who I was meant to be? So then he sees a
Shouldn't
parade
you just be able to wear your clothes without washing them when it's new? Can I butt in with that?
I'll be honest. I don't wash
Especially if they're work
right
clothes.
away. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Yes, yeah. In the business I am. Oh yeah, you just sure. I'll take a shirt.
Right.
Sure.
If you're a dirty guy, that's the cleanest it's ever gonna be.
I mean, yeah, it's just gonna get stuff on it. I love that I'm still trying to. No. Yeah.
Service was about.
I mean, being in a certain kind of business, you're supposed to because of transport. You don't know what's been on the shirt as it's gone from Indonesia or whatever to you. But I mean, it's
get
fine.
some kind of
You'll
avian flu from it.
Yeah, possibly. Well, don't blow your nose in it. So. Then a parade of ladies are being led into the bar, and he's that's JR's cue to go. He's like, okay, I gotta go, and he's driven around by somebody. JR doesn't know any like Yakuza movies, so he's like, the bodyguard's right out of The Sopranos. Okay,
yeah, it's his favorite
Tough
show
guy.
of all time.
Yeah. You think JR watches Syl and is like, that's where I would be. Always the guy, He knows what's up. He's making moves. He's always safe until he's not. Let's see. Then JR just complains about how WCW and New Japan kind of handled the show. More on WCW. Because he was like, they didn't trust us to commentate. They had to do like voiceover later. And it was the whole thing of like Ric Flair loses but doesn't really lose. So in the States he's champion, but in Japan he's not. And JR's thinking this is a missed opportunity. We could actually, on commentary, it really made it clear about what was going on. And Ric Flair could have lost and it would have been fine. And they could have built to a bigger match down the road. Again, I think he also brings up, Flair in the fucking belt and being like, I can't lose. I need the belt. Flair leaves. 91. Yeah.
All right, good. Thank you.
Flair has left. It's 1991. 1990 was a big chunk. And I was kind of, when I was going through this book and I got into the WWF stuff, and I was like, God, there's not a lot of book left. There's only maybe like 100 pages left. This book, it's only about 350, 320. You could probably it's about 100 pages of him growing up, getting into the wrestling business, meeting Bill Watts. The next 100 is WCW. It's very regimented, and then the next 100 is WWF.
But I appreciate his timeline doesn't jump. He's very, you know what I mean?
No, it's going year by year.
Yeah.
He is moving at kind of a clipped pace where it's like, speak on that. Spend some time talking about Jim Herd and Ric Flair's problems.
That's true.
But he kind of just this is how he leaves Herd and Ric Flair. Herd had definite feelings about Rick. Okay.
Spartacus.
That's just the funniest criticism, I guess. Like, it's just such a bully thing. And then Flair's so gotten to by it. Like, it just breaks.
Flair?
Yeah.
Flair, who, as Jim, this is the episode where, Jim talks a lot about Ric Flair and generally gives him grace for all his shitty behavior. And then let's not forget that just recently Ric Flair was like, fuck that guy. Just a joke, though. Okay, everyone's mad at me. Just a joke when I said fuck him. Herd wanted changes and wanted younger and new stars developed. Fair enough.
Like Spartacus. That'll get over with.
He doesn't bring that up until much later. He finally brings up Herd's Ric Flair thing. I was waiting for it here, and he's just like, no. Herd, for the sake of change, wanted change. So he likes that Herd wants new things, but he also feels like Herd just keeps kind of fucking around just to fuck around. He's very fickle. So Herd informs Jim that Rick has left. And by the way, you ever hear of anyone walking with the title? Why? No reason. And that's because Ric Flair's taken the belt with him. He took that deposit that he made, and he's like, well, that's me buying it. And that also, again, illuminates Ric Flair in this belt. He needs it. He's not Ric Flair without it.
The whole deposit mechanism is so insane to me.
Per instruction of the NWA, it was an older rule born out of paranoia.
But you know what, though? I don't know. I guess we'd have to ask a historian. I feel like Flair's the only one that was ever worked into actually doing it, because I've never heard another guy talk about it.
Correct.
You don't
it's like
think...
that one guy who actually gave Vern part of his future earnings was Jim Brun's. And like Flair's the one guy who actually put up a deposit for the title.
So name a former NWA champion before Ric Flair. Just name anyone.
Harley.
Luthez.
Harley. You don't think Harley Race gave them $25,000 and then he'd get that back when he lost the belt?
These guys don't have that much floating around. They're not liquid.
Rick.
Dory Funk.
Dory Funk.
He gave a handshake and his word.
The exchange of giving the money back. Well, you've lost the title now. And then they go to the other, turn to the other guy in the locker room.
Which means you have to take a train from Amarillo to St. Louis to do this.
You've seen the pay of like those old cards, and they give the one guy's money back. They turn to the other guy, and he's like, got to give almost all of his earnings back. I guess I got to make this deposit now, huh? So I got to go home with $10,000. Okay. And then Jim just leaves it was a sad day when Rick left. Yep. Changing of the guard. We jump a whole year. He just goes, boom, that was 91. Ric Flair left. Nothing to see here. We're into 92. Herd's leaving. Now Herd's leaving. It's just not worth it. He's packing up. Jim's watching him pack up his desk. He's that on the like, he's right there. He's putting his stuff into boxes. This place is taking years off my life. I'm going home. Herd's butting heads with Dusty. He's getting over. He's tired of it. And now TBS names K. Allen Fry. Kip
Fry.
I was right. Okay, Fry. It's spelled Frey, but pronounced Fry. I thought it was Fry, but then he spells it.
Nobody's ever said that spelling Frey.
Frey.
That's
Fray.
always Fry.
No, Fry is Fry. You got an E in there. You got to put the Ray in there.
It's English.
Come on. Well, then just spell it Fry. Fry. Apparently, you don't read the Game of Thrones books, because Walder Frey is Frey. Watch me read wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's some old English for you. George Railroad Martin wouldn't steer me wrong. The phrase, look it up. The phrase.
Railroad Martin.
Yeah, Tom Sharpling called him George Railroad Martin because he always wears a little engineer's cap, like that little stupid cap is. And it just always tickled me. I was like, hey, God, he got him. So Kip is the new lead executive. He's got a law degree from Duke. Big basketball fan. JR likes that. Genuinely nice man, JR says. Unfortunately, he has virtually no product knowledge and was easily manipulated. I think a wrestling thing, too, is somebody, quote-unquote, easily manipulated is someone just taking everyone at, like, face value and operating, like, as a normal human, like, sure, okay. No skin off my back.
This is what I long for, like, to happen for TKO to put in charge.
Oh, yeah.
I either want a Herd or a Fry.
Like somebody that's been only working in the, what's the rodeo?
You know what's going to happen?
Promotion?
You know what's going to happen is Corey Graves is going to throw his name in the ring, and he's going to become the...
He's eventually going to rise to the ranks, and they're like, wow, that guy...
He's the Bischoff.
He was booted to NXT at one point.
A second-string announcer. Yeah.
Yeah. Or what's the kid next? Vic Joseph. Vic Joseph all of a sudden is running all of WWE.
He had a good pitch.
It's got to be like I said, what's the rodeo promotion? Somebody from like some extreme sports or something like that. He's got the background for live events. He's got a handle on this. The immediate first pitch is, what if it's a rodeo wrestler? He'd never been a fan. And I don't mean that he hated the business. Some of those other quote-unquote holier-than-thou Turner executives did. Why? How? Because this gets brought up in a lot of books, and we haven't even gotten to those books, but it's just like out there in the air. How out there was this hate and disdain for pro wrestling that multiple wrestlers and executives have been like, some executives really could not stand the wrestling division. I mean, they had to be just openly at meetings being like, fucking bullshit. God, this fucking... Like, are they just in the hallways, like, laughing and pointing?
Don't you think it's that way at any company? There's divisions they fucking hate.
You just hear about it? But nobody's being, like, public.
Because wrestlers are such bitches and they need a reason. Because they know they don't fit in with corporate culture, that they have to just assume that. But that probably happens everywhere. You always have trades you don't like.
Yeah. There's like
electricians.
Wrestlers are showing up to CNN Center, and then they hear so many times, they show up there for whatever business, and they got to hear, oh, you're that wrestler. Oh, yeah, we have that on that TBS. Yeah. Just that kind of cloying, oh, yes, what's not really important. But then the wrestlers and Jim Ross are like, we're getting the best ratings. We're carrying the goddamn network next to the Braves.
Yeah.
And Andy Griffith reruns. Goddamn. And he goes into Kip being too trusting, not knowing that in this era, there's a fair share of con men. Some guys got contracts or perks that would have never flown with someone that was more savvy.
Who cares?
I don't know what that means. Kevin Sullivan was like, I don't have to show up half the time now.
No, but you're backed by Turner, so who cares if you're not? I don't. I feel like you shouldn't care at this point. Like, it's not Jim's money.
Here you go. He goes, Frey is one of the first in wrestling to offer guaranteed contracts. Kevin Nash in shambles.
Yeah, Kip.
It's pronounced Frey.
Remember from Foley's book? Remember Kip? It was Nash saying, Kip Fry's sexy in a shy kind of way.
No, I don't remember that. I don't. That's funny. Yeah, people like Kip. JR likes Kip. Disservice. Okay, so he thinks guaranteed contracts are a disservice to the company. JR says paying wrestlers based on the strength of business gave the wrestlers. This is college JR flaring up. He's over there at the end of the bar going, they play harder because they don't have contracts. Don't you understand?
Can you imagine this in any other profession?
It's exactly what I wrote. Now do other sports, Jim.
Not even sports. Your job.
I know.
If the company's not doing as well, you're going to get paid less.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Had a bad January. You're not taking home much this month.
It gave the wrestlers the things all athletes need most: the motivation to keep getting better. Now they're getting paid as much for an empty arena as for a sellout.
You know, JR thinks NIL has killed college football.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. The minute that was coming down, he was like, I want to get paid for
portal
being
transfers.
They want to get paid for being in the NCAA game? Come on. I just wrote JR book better. Then you won't have empty arenas. There you go. Book better shows. Everyone's making money then. He says Kip scored something of a get, quote unquote, when he brought in Jesse the Body Ventura to be color commentator on the pay-per-views. And he notes that he was not the first to be a bad guy announcer advocating for the bad guys. He was the one that made that popular and possibly did the best. JR, weird. This is a weird. I kind of just took note of this. I left Oklahoma with the plan of never living with regret. Okay, settle down. But he regrets the way he handled his working relationship with Jesse Ventura. He's not proud of it. He found out how much Jesse's making. And Jesse's not working as hard as JR. JR's doing all the shows, all the pay-per-views, 52 weeks a year. And he is, quote, furious. And he is, quote, standoffish from the start. And I wrote, what do we think about this? Jesse's Jesse, though. Right? I mean, you could say, JR might say, well, then who's tuning in for
Hollywood
Jesse?
Star.
Yeah. There's two counters. He's Jesse, but then who's tuning in to be like, oh, did you hear? Jesse's doing color commentary. I gotta buy this thing. I see both.
There was another quote in Foley's book where he's asking for a raise, and I think Bischoff was like, "Did you have a #1 movie at the box office last weekend?" As his,
no
reason for paying Jesse that much. I know.
Mick should have just looked him dead in the eyes and said, yes. Let me call Barry Bloom. I can fix that. Hold on. And JR thinks wrestlers taking advantage of Kip led to Kip leaving. May 92. Kip
Fry is now a venture capitalist.
Can we see a picture of him? Did we look this up when Kevin Nash made the comment? Can we see if he's sexy in a shy kind of way? Can we find a picture of him? I mean, I don't doubt Kevin's assessment. I think that could apply to all of us. May 92, he's leaving. JR's on the phone with Jan. What'd you think of me going for the job? They're still, even though they're split up, they're still talking. And JR, they're kind of building a friendship. I don't know. I'm just seeing a thumbnail, and I'm like, okay.
There you go.
Am I supposed to picture him like 20 years ago? Can you zoom in? Can you click a StreamYard link? Can we talk to him?
No, Snake doesn't.
Damn it.
Oh, it's so small.
And he's embarrassed about even wanting the, what is it, executive vice president slot or whatever it is. The department head, she asked. Yeah. Fry phrase, leaving. I've got the experience. I think you should do it. You think I could do it? Jim, I've never met anyone who loves their profession as much as you love yours. Why not you? You miss me yet? Yes. You want to try again? No. Can I ask you again sometime? Yes. I loved her, and I missed her. There you go. So he's going to go in the office. He's all geared up. He's like, I'm going to take the executive job. I'm going to be the head of WCW. But somebody already is the head of WCW. It's motherfucking Cowboy Bill Watts. And he goes in and he goes, you'd think I would have known, but we didn't really keep in touch anymore. And he was even warned about this by old Danny Hodge and Akbar. They said, once you leave the business, you'll be able to count your good friends on one hand. And you just don't stay in touch. It's just the way of the business. And Bill sees him and goes, Jimbo. Bill? And Bill Watts informs him that he would have told him, but I gave him my word I wouldn't say anything. Take a seat. Tell me about this place. And so he explains.
Think about how much time has dilated. 2020. If you left the business then, it's the same, right? Nothing's changed. But he was out 5 years from 87 to 92, and it's completely different.
Yeah. COVID happened. Oh, jeez, nothing happened in the last 5 years. He tells Bill about this place, and Bill says, I don't care what they think in here in these offices. I'm going to do it my way, no matter the cost. And JR thinks to himself, well, he's going to be gone. Bill informs JR that the brass want him to make he wants them to cut costs, big cuts. And it was more now. JR is more of like, oh, great. Now I'm Bill's boy again. I'm back at that. It's Bill's boy. And between he's right back where he was, essentially where he was with Jim Herd. I get, I'm stuck between the boys and the office. Well, everyone could tell that TBS hired the wrong guy with Jim Herd, hunchbacks, ding dongs, some of that stuff. He wanted the great Ric Flair to become the Gladiator, cutting his hair and wearing an earring.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut your hair and we're going to give you an earring.
I'm going to take that fucking belt off of you. If they said you get to keep the belt, do you think he's shaving his head? If they tell him, hey, you're going to keep the belt and you're going to hold it for...
He did cut his hair.
Yeah, he did. He did. I mean, but not like Gladiator short.
But I think that was the length they were going to go with because he did do the haircut. I don't know, maybe not. Because you're right, they do say a flat top. Which makes me think of Ralphie watching Spartacus and saying they didn't have flat tops in ancient Rome.
He eventually would do the flat top. Funny enough, Ric Flair eventually would adopt that kind of hairstyle.
Briefly.
His marching orders were to reduce the budget and the losses immensely and do it yesterday. And Watts is immediately butting heads with Bill Shaw, TBS executive. Then there's Bob Dew, who would manage the Omni. He says, Dew loved to have a cocktail and play golf. Easy come, easy go. Shaw, on the other hand, was evil, like an evil Andy of Mayberry from the Andy Griffith Show. An evil Andy. He managed a number of divisions for TBS, and he did not like lowering himself to deal with the, quote, carnival freaks.
Imagine just having that much disdain for something you're in charge of. Just open disgust.
I mean, and then you
Carnival freaks.
carnival freaks. That's the vibe he was giving off. He thought everyone was a carnival freak. I guess if you're running multiple divisions, then you have to look at like house show reports, and you're like, who fucking cares? Imagine somebody like that's actually got an executive position, and they have to read like Terry Taylor's note of like, so and so won, crowd was happy, and he's like, okay, great.
Ranger Ross is partying too much on the road.
We made $3,000. Okay. Bill gives him a raise, gets his job description listed on the contract, and he basically Watts is like, let's run Mid-South back, huh? And JR says that is a poisoned chalice, because he knows that Watts is not long for this WCW world. But at the same time, if he's attached to him, then he's also going to go down with him. So he's like, God damn it, I'm fucking stuck.
Operator.
And he says it, boom. His tenure in WCW really was detrimental to me professionally. Guilt by association. There was always volatility and hostility. He came to work angry a lot. And I was his confidant. And he goes, and he's fine being he's fine being Bill's right-hand guy. But there were some swirling statements that Watts had made some years before and are coming back to haunt him. Can we pull those up? Because JR's not going to say what they are.
I mean, I know what they are.
And Hank Aaron made a fuss, correct?
All he was saying, let me explain it to you. Lester Maddox was a politician, right? A segregationist. He was the lieutenant governor underneath Jimmy Carter in Georgia.
Okay.
What did he have to do with it? Watts said he supported a place's right to discriminate because it's just a private business. He's got a very Ayn Rand, libertarian. The free market should dictate.
Yeah,
that was
free
his
market
point.
will punish it if
And
it's
that he
truly
respected
horrible.
this. Yeah, there was some guy in the South who shut down his restaurant rather than serve blacks. And Watts said he should have been allowed to do that. It shouldn't be against the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overtly racist. I mean, it's just a very libertarian point of view. If you're not racist, it could be. You know what I mean? But it's not.
Yeah.
He's not saying the N-word over and over again, and he's not.
Not yet. That
Not
hasn't
yet.
happened. I mean, that's not on radio. On audio record. Can Bill's alive still? Can he click a StreamYard link? Could we get him?
Bill
Can we
seems to
interview
be
him?
completely. JR
he
said
gone?
lately that he's healthy and he just keeps.
Should we try? You think you just randomly would? Just like, hey,
You were
what
not
if we
going
posted
to.
as like, well,
Hey,
give me the
cowboy.
information. I'll reach out to him. I got the fake producer email.
You get the information.
I don't know where he lives. You guys know. You're the
gonna
stalker.
find that out.
Stalk him. What home is he in? And then let me know, and I'll reach out and I'll say we're from a high school newspaper. We're three healthy Southern high school men who'd like to talk to you. Christians above all else.
Southern Methodists.
Yes. And then we can pepper them with all kinds of stuff. We can say things like, do you remember driving black people around and you thought it was funny? JR says, I sat under Bill's learning tree and I knew he wasn't racist. Nothing? Okay.
I'm sorry. I zoned out.
Oh my God.
I don't
I go
like
to, oh my
joke now.
God.
I'll hear it when I listen back. All I heard was hanging.
I sat under Bill's learning tree and I knew he wasn't racist.
I only zoned out because I was thinking, I just listened to that fucking Bill Watts interview, 2 weeks ago? And he talks about in the 70s traveling with Ernie Ladd and people saying racist shit to him. And he said, like, through Ernie, he learned, like, what they went through. He's like, I thought I did before, but Ernie proved to me that I really didn't.
He didn't say, Ernie, now that's their right. And if it doesn't go their way saying all that stuff, that's fine.
The free market will dictate that they don't do it again.
Now we're doing laws on speech? That's not American.
Believe in opportunity.
And he goes, he was friends with Ernie Ladd. He was friends with his top star, Junkyard Dog. I mean, he doesn't put friend. He just was like, he was, he was friends with Ernie Ladd. He had a top star in Junkyard, and he made Ron Simmons the champion. What do you want from the guy? He goes, him leaving was all about TBS, nothing to do with anything else.
Look, I put the belt on Naomi, okay?
Yeah, leave me alone. I made a whole show about women. What do you want? You remember when Reddit sent me a fruit plate or a ham basket?
Fruit basket.
A fruit basket.
Cheese
he
board.
shook up the entire division. Pissed off everybody in the office, and then he says left again. Didn't he get fired?
Yes. But Bill tells the story that I was going to quit that day. So it's the famous.
Oh, that's
you can't fire me because I quit.
Piss in his office or something too.
That's the the anecdote that he was too uncouth for the TBS tower.
Well, he was gone, and Jim is quote ostracized now.
Wolf Blitzer is across the hall, and he sees Bill Watts pissing into a garbage can.
Huh. I guess he's leaving. I always enjoyed our conversations about segregation.
I picture Bill's he's one of those guys who just puts like nudie pictures on the wall.
There you go. See how you like it up here. My last days at WCW 1993. Eric Bischoff takes over for Watts. Eric was a wrestling guy, but presented himself as the exact opposite. And I wrote, to this day, Eric still kind of is like, I'm a business guy. I'm looking at things. I'm above the fray, I'm about the TV business. Eric, it's Bill Shaw. Bill Shaw says to JR, Bill Watts has cast a big shadow around here, and you're still standing right under it. One of Bill Shaw's gripes, booking Eric Watts. Just throws that in there.
You had an okay drop kick.
Oh, what?
He spells his name with a K. That's a problem.
Watts still doesn't. That was in that interview too. He's like, why wouldn't you want him? Even if his name wasn't Watts. He's 6'2", got an athletic background. I mean, he was not giving up on the fact that Eric deserved his push, if not more.
Is this the guy making the video packages? Or was that a different one?
No, that's
Joel.
Yeah, Joel. Joel's never.
Eric and Joel sitting at the dinner table with Bill. Talking politics. Talking what? I'm my own man, JR says to Bill Shaw. I was being judged by another man's actions. And this is right. I think JR's underplaying something. I'm like, everyone's acting like this is just this Bill Watts thing and JR, and he was only there for a little bit. And somehow he's completely torpedoed all this work JR's done. And it's just like, either he's underplaying how much he was in the bag for Watts during this time, or, something's missing, or I'm not catching why is everyone just looking at JR now and going, oof, you and Watts, huh? Or is it just clearing the deck and anybody, just the whole Watts regime?
Yeah, I know you can't keep. I don't know. Sometimes you can keep your defensive coordinator after you fire the head coach, but usually they go with him. There's too many sour feelings. You want a regime change?
Shaw says, take 6 weeks off. Let things cool down. It's like, what the fuck? Was JR just like in the office going, he's not racist. You cannot fire this man.
You got to understand the context. There's context.
If we back out now, the woke mob has won. Don't you? They'll be canceling us all. And JR's thinking, God, they're telling me to take time off. I knew what it would look like if I followed Watts out the door, even short term. See, now he's like, then it looks like I'm leaving in solidarity. He can't. He's got no moves. This is JR's worst nightmare. And then Shaw pitches, what about you working in syndication sales? Travel around, go to local TV affiliates, working behind the scenes, work with the announcers on Sunday WCW show.
Buddy.
This is JR's response to him going, work behind the scenes on the Sunday WCW show. The show I had created. I felt like Leroy McGurk's smoldering testicles.
Or Leroy McGurk.
So, if you take, let's see, he goes, take the 6 weeks. We'll bring you back. You'll announce. Just take the 6 weeks. And then JR shoots back. Bischoff specifically said he doesn't want me calling the shows. And then Shaw replied, don't worry about Bischoff. He works for me. So, he kind of considers his options. Okay, they put me back.
There was like a 6-month period where Bischoff ran wrestling, but still didn't make the final decision.
Yeah.
It's off over, but
JR is thinking, he's going, okay, I could get put on the air. He calls it a Mickey Mouse role, some kind of a obscure, like a Doc Hendricks. He's picturing before it's happened, a Doc Hendricks like role. And he's going, that's just going to piss me off. And Bischoff's going to be pissed off because, he said he didn't want me on the air. And then JR throws in one of these little snile. Ironically, Watts a few months before had wanted me to fire Eric. And I didn't. Cowboy had said, I
believe Eric's quote from his book was, the guy's miserable all the time. Why keep him here? Get rid of him.
Well, he's got 2 broken marriages. Come on, Eric. Jesus. Eric's like, JR, have you ever considered the swinging lifestyle? He's got like a upside pineapple on his desk.
You're not the marrying kind, JR.
Cowboy had said to him, I don't like him. He's an asshole who answers to you, so get rid of him. What did he do? Nothing. I need to send a message. I think JR's making up this conversation. Because JR goes, well, then I can't do it. Eric does a good job, and we have no reason to give corporate for firing him. So Eric stayed.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless it was just, Watts came in and just tried to slash everybody.
Yeah, he was asked to make a bunch of cuts.
By just saying you're not contractually able to.
What's his message he's sending by firing Eric? No pretty boys on my TV. I had a contract. They'd re-signed me under Watts. JR, was it a guaranteed contract? One of those that you can't stand for the wrestlers? He'd received a guaranteed deal to be the voice of the Saturday Night TBS show, Clash of the Champions specials, and pay-per-views. His lawyer had looked at it and said, you need to sign this right away because you're locked into prime time. It's like being the host of Monday Night Football. That's your gig. And they don't want you to be the host of Monday Night Football anymore. They have to pay you your full contract.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
in
That's
some
like
Monday Night Football.
if his lawyer said that, he's a mark. He's a loser. He's a dork. Or he just knows what's going to butter JR's bread. So he takes the 6 weeks. JR goes to Jamaica. Why? He goes to Jamaica. That's what he picks.
Going to hedonism.
He's going to get his hair braided. And he goes to Jamaica alone. Again, I wrote why. Okay. And he
Looking
writes,
for love.
bad idea. That's one sentence. Bad idea. He
You
goes,
think
comes
you're like
back.
a Jamaican JR too? Like just like there's a Japanese JR?
He's just racking them up all over the world. A Jamaican with a cowboy hat, sure. He
By
comes back
God,
to
none.
oh my God. He goes back to the States. The mere smell of rum is making him sick. That's how much rum he drank in Jamaica. He's bored just 2 weeks in. He's having he's just stumbling the beaches of Jamaica, drunk on rum, possibly stoned out of his britches. Just probably beat red. I imagine he's just sunburned as all hell. 6 weeks in Jamaica. And he's bored after 2. What the fuck?
Yeah, what are you going to do down there? Honestly.
I don't know. What's he doing?
Yeah, so I'd be bored after a day. But I'm not a beach guy.
And he's just calling Jan. Probably just drunk as hell. He's calling Jan in Jamaica. He's doing that. Wish you were here. Be better if you were here. And he just needs to work. He needs to work. He says, he repeats his line, better to die at work than rust. And he's doing the WCW 900 hotline, which was making a small fortune. And of course, quote, I got none of that money.
I was gonna, yeah. That's why did he plug it so hard then? Because he's just
doing his job. He's just doing his job, keeping his head down. He's traveling around. He's selling the syndication.
Because I thought Okerlund got 1%.
Bill Watts didn't put that in your contract, huh? Did he, Jim? Just having you do extra work for nothing. He says that all this kind of doing the selling syndication and all that was soul destroying, which is the thing that comes up in these books. Wrestlers having an aversion to even slightly normal work outside of going to a wrestling or to an arena to be part of a wrestling show. They're just like, they want to throw up. They start getting the shakes when they think of doing anything but going town to town.
Well, and just the paranoia of what your role is, and
yeah, they need to hang around a ring and talk about what happened during the day. Robert Gibson farted. It smelled. They got to avoid their families. They don't feel
hooted.
Whole. He hooted. They don't feel whole unless they're doing that. And then some people would ask him, they'd see him out and about. Jim, how come you're not on TV anymore? Jim's embarrassed. It's like when Matt Hardy talked about he'd be embarrassed that he'd left WWE. He was in TNA at the time, and people would ask him if he retired. And he's like, no, I'm wrestling for him. That's like that's rough. Do we want to keep going into next is part 6? We're going into WWF. You want to keep going?
Just do one.
Do one? Well, this one's called Vince, 93. He decides to make 2 calls. First, he calls Jan. Then he calls Bruce Pritchard. He brings up Jan and I. They're talking a lot more. They're meeting up for drinks now. And he wants to do it. He's made his mind up. He wants to find out, am I going to be a bad husband again? And he's never really said why he's a bad husband, but I guess with the DUIs, That was his second, he said. Possibly when he was talking about the debauchery. He was ready to marry the kindest, most understanding woman he'd ever met. And she was ready to marry a high-maintenance wrestling guy who was away from home a lot and obsessively committed to his job. I'm a little worried about how I'll be as a husband. You want to find out? More than anything. Well, me too. And JR also, during this time, realizes that he needs to be where he belongs. And that's on the air, calling matches. So he calls his old friend from Mid-South. And you're thinking, old friend from Mid-South? Well, this is the first time, if I recall, him bringing this guy up. It's Bruce Pritchard. Do you remember him bringing up Bruce Pritchard hanging around Mid-South?
No.
Nope.
Well, he was there during that whole time, getting to know JR.
No, he wasn't there the whole time because Mid-South bought Houston. Pritchard was a Houston guy.
Yeah. The whole time, during that period. Bruce first came on. When Bruce first came on the scene, Cowboy did not like Bruce Pritchard. Did not want Bruce Pritchard in the company. Well, JR says that Bruce and he got along great. And I wrote, who does JR not get along with? And you can kind of see throughout the book, he's kind of bothered when people don't like him. It bothers him. He wants Bruce to do the syndication, interviews, and the Sunday night Tulsa shows. He tries to help Bruce. He was always loyal and trustworthy to me. And JR thinks to himself, well, I can't drink all the Crown Royal in Atlanta, and I can't smoke all that mysterious tobacco in Georgia. JR's very coy about the pot smoking. Even though now he's, I think, a little bit more open, but even in 2017, he's still a little shy about it. He called Bruce. JR right now has a radio show. Wrestling with Jim Ross. AM 750 WSB.
God, the callers for a show like that.
What would be going on in 93? Hey, Jay, remember how he was acting in that live wire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All grumpy. No, but in Cleveland, it might have been a syndicated show, but I got on the radio like Sunday nights on an AM station, a wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like two smart marks, probably just Meltzer readers. This is like 92.
Yeah.
And I remember most of the call-in questions were like, what's the big boss man's real name? That's like etched in my mind of like, that was the type of questions.
Yeah. I was gonna say they're gonna be like, we're waiting for the internet to be invented. But
who's doing?
Still, the internet's around at that point, right?
They might have been on RSPW. They might have been Usenet nerds.
Or it's going on RSPW to be like, does anyone know the real names? And we got the list. Going through the newsletter, just making, okay, that's okay. He feels like everything that he's learned in his career is leading him to New York, the Atlanta of the North. Thank you. And he drove his navy blue 2-door Lincoln Continental Mark 7. Told you we were going to get everything. From Atlanta to... We ran into this before. Augusta. He's going to meet with Vince. He'd only had one phone call with Vince before in his life. It was when he was working at UWF in Bixby. He had asked, Vince had called to say, can you release Missy Hyatt to me?
Hey, Jimbo.
Yeah. So he shows up. He knows the security. He knows the building. It's in Georgia. He walks in. The first guy I ran into was Jerry Briscoe. You here to see Vince? I wasn't sure how to answer, because I didn't know if our meeting was secret or not. Wrestling's stupid. Why would this be a secret meeting? Who cares?
Yeah. Is this some sort of test?
Yeah. How is this hire going to upset anybody? Which we find out it does upset people. And it's like, why? So they go get Vince. He says Vince is there producing 3 TV shows before a packed house of 8,000 fans. And I went, WWF is drawing 8,000 fans in 1993 in Georgia? Does that sound right?
8,000 fans in 93 in Georgia?
Yes.
No.
For the WWF.
93 was the lowest year ever. Oh. WWF. That still seems like a lot.
Yeah. So Vince, they step outside the building. Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Taylor, Tatanka, Hacksaw, they all come on. They're saying hi.
Oh, so JR's not hired yet. Okay, good.
No.
That gives me a time frame. I can pin down this show.
Yeah, this would be...
Bigelow.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just named Bigelow was there?
Yep, Bigelow.
Oh, look at his.
So it's before. It's got to be early. It's before WrestleMania.
Yeah, January, February.
You think that JR would have mentioned the snow or something, because he does mention that when it's like difficult to drive. He also is a heavy smoker. He brought it up in the pictures. Glad I don't smoke anymore, because he's dabbing cologne in the car because he doesn't want to smell like an ashtray in front of Vince. Which that's just a great smell, right? Heavy cologne and a guy that's been smoking in his car the entire drive. That's great.
It's the smell of a painter, buddy.
Heavy cologne? Why are you putting cologne on? Who gives a
They
shit?
do it.
Smoke like cigarettes.
Bam Bam doesn't have a single match in the state of Georgia.
He's never sanctioned by the Athletic Commission.
He invented Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
JR said Augusta?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Augusta.
Yeah.
Augusta.
I think you're saying Augusta, but I feel like it's Augusta.
Shit. I mean, it's down here, but they don't have a fucking
There's no way. 8,000?
attendance.
8,000.
No, it's just it was a challenge taping.
JR, I think, is in his mind, is like, New York's the big leagues.
Who's the main event on that?
See, I can't find the whole damn taping.
Terry Taylor versus Tatanka.
I just see the TV show, and it's the Steiners against Dale Wolf and Glenn Ruth.
There you
Oh
go.
boy.
That drew 8,000 fans.
Dan Wolf.
Here we go. Okay, no, I got the whole thing here. 8,000 is the quoted attendance on here.
What the
That's
fuck?
from JR's book. Somebody went in there.
I know, it probably
Is
is.
this a double loop reference?
Hey, this is a famous one. This is the Ninja Turtles dark match.
That's what
Dwayne
drew
Gill,
8,000. There you
Barry
go.
Hardy. And we had Bastion Booger over Barry Horowitz.
That didn't draw anybody. It's got to be the Turtles.
The Night Stalkers. So Adam Bomb before Adam Bomb. Repo Man won a squash. Duggan over Damian Demento. The Mega Maniacs. Okay, Hogan's on the card. That's why it's 8,000.
Oh, okay. So maybe we buy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They Mega Maniacs beat the Beverly Brothers
Oh yeah, I'm going to see the Beverly Brothers.
from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
So
Battle of Sugar.
There's a midget match, so Brett was pleased.
Brett's drawing that in the back.
Crush over Doink. Taker over Giant Gonzalez, and Bret Hart over Yokozuna. That's a pretty good taping. It's all those WrestleMania
okay.
matches. Or before, actually. So it's leading up to Mania. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So this is Hogan wrestling before Mania. Think about that. That's
Getting
why
the
it's
ring
a
rust
draw.
off.
Yeah.
So right now, Brett's fuming. He's in that process right now.
Well, no, Brett thinks he's going to win.
Yeah. Well, okay. He's paranoid. He's sweating. He's eyeing Vince.
Very interesting.
What's a treacherous dog that Vince would look like? To Brett.
Rottweiler.
Yeah, he looking like a Rottweiler these days. JR's like, man, okay, we'll have this talk. I'll slip out in my trusty Lincoln. He loves this car. And then head back to Hotlanta. That's what he calls it. Out of nowhere, he's just like, Hotlanta. And then it becomes a Sopranos scene. I appreciate you taking the drive down. I'm glad Bruce could get the two of us together. Me too. Bruce got the two of them together. He made the connection. Tell me about how you got into the business. And so JR goes into like his whole history. Vince is laughing. They're, talking about people they know. What do you think we could be doing here to make people more aware of what we're doing? Radio. JR's answer always to somebody is at this time in the 80s and 90s, radio. Nobody in wrestling is using radio properly to market their events. Really? And JR here's his big idea. You put the house shows over the radio. And then you could be experiencing this live when they come to your town. Because people love listening to squashes on the radio.
I would tune in.
You tune in for a little.
Absolutely.
What was one of those matches that you read off? Oh, that was a challenge taping, though. It's a house show in '93.
Yeah.
Who's Bret Hart working on the house show?
I saw Bret Hart against Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, give me the AM call of that.
Yeah, Bret's got him in a sharpshooter and 3 minutes
roll
in. Yeah, I guess it. Victory roll up by Bret Hart. And JR says Vince was just a redneck from North Carolina who liked to joke, curse, and talk about wrestling.
Man, you know what I got on that show, and I didn't know what I was watching at the time? I got a Randy Savage, Jerry Lawler match.
Oh, wow. Memphis throwback.
Yeah. Biggest heat of the night.
Who was working?
I left that building thinking Savage should have been on top. Lawler. Just 93.
Okay.
Like, man, why isn't Macho Man champ right now? He's way more popular than Bret.
Because he's insane, as we find out in this book. JR and Vince talk for 3 hours. Life, family, wrestling. Which then JR kind of spends some of that conversation. Go, shouldn't he be producing the show inside? Guess not. Vince says, I can't match your WCW salary, but I can get very close. I can also give you a signing bonus of $50,000. And they shake hands. Deal. Great. I want you to start WrestleMania. WrestleMania? God damn. What a way to introduce yourself. So, Vince says, you're going to fit in. You're going to fit right in around here.
Right into this toga.
Yeah. And that's right then and there. JR's like, this is going to be the home for the rest of my life. I'm going to end my career here. Well, someone spotted Old Blue, that Lincoln Continental, and they decided to rib JR or, quote, simply be a tool, and they slashed all of his tires. I think it was Bam Bam Bigelow, Terry Taylor, Tatanka. Who's on that card again? Yokozuna. Who's slashing JR's tires?
Well, someone he
Also,
let's see. Is there anyone there he would have been an asshole to in WCW?
Well, I have a theory. Because JR said that he was out in the parking lot with Vince
Yeah.
McMahon talking for 3 hours. His car's in the parking lot. It was the midgets. You can't see them.
There you go.
Well, I mean, Occam's razor, right? If it's one of the wrestlers, he's going to notice him and say, what the hell are you
I
doing?
think it was
over there?"
Jorge Gonzalez. He was mad about how WCW used him.
Could be. Vince is pissed off about this. He wants to pay for it.
Maybe it was
And
Duggan, some Mid-South beef.
Yeah, some old Mid-South heat. This is for Watts. You didn't stand by him enough. He relays so he goes, "Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. I just want to move forward from that." And he says,
coming out of your first check.
He says to Bruce, "Vince said I'd fit right in. You think so?" Bruce says, "Yeah." Obviously lying. And that's how he ends the chapter. And then next is WCW Radio. I guess that's for later. He's still contracted to WCW. And he's taken this WWF job offer. And we get that. We get WrestleMania 9. We get him being attacked by one Randy Savage. That's in there. His relationship with Gorilla. Bobby. Anything else I'm missing that gets through in there? And marrying Jan. That's all coming up. There you go. Well, I'm going to work on putting all that information on all the stuff and the footers and all that stuff. And yeehaw.
The footers.
Yeah, like put something that, like maybe attach something that can be put on the end of everything where it's like, hi, you can reach us at Workers Club.
Oh, okay. And then
if you
how about are there like meta tags on Buzzsprout you can like add in there?
Maybe. I haven't dug that deep into it.
Okay.
Log in. You're in there. Log in.
Yeah.
Think around. Don't be scared. I dived in.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a Twitter. Be Workers Club back on Twitter again. Getting all those
blue with the blue check mark.
Lord.
Forcing our opinion onto others.
Yes, that's right. Dave, acknowledge us. Oh, we're gonna get blocked by Dave again. Did he block us?
No. We're gonna be nice this time. We want to be Jobber Nation's friend.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need to get Jobber Nation. WWE Gareth, all those guys. All those. The Agent, that guy that's making the rounds, he's the new king.
The Agent, yes.
Yes, get
JD
him.
from New York.
Nick, please represent us. All right. Bye.
Ebu,
yes, Ebu. Get Ebu. What was it? Is he the one that took the picture with Phil? Keep disrupting the internet.
Alfred.
Or is that
Alfred Kanua?
Oh, that was Kanua. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to mix up names. Well, yeah, get that guy too. Cheeseboard. Yeah, cheeseboard guy. Nice. All right. Should we have a sign off? Bye. I guess it's bye, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.